So, Augustine, how long have you been working here at Hotel Hope Interiors?
So I've actually been working here for about 2 years now. Yes, a bit over 2 years, but it's been a lovely 2 years, I must say.
Okay, what have you enjoyed most about it?
We get to see new furniture, new furniture. At first, I wasn't exposed to second-hand furniture, you know. I thought you should go shopping, buy new, brand new is best.
Okay.
But then now I've come to discover that, when you buy second-hand, it's actually more comfortable. You just need to recover, recover, add a bit of more cushioning and whatnot, but the experience is actually very lovely.
Okay, so it's working here has reframed how you view couches and how most people buy them.
Yes, not just couches, but just everything, the whole experience of it, just choosing the design, from design, fabric, the shape, everything is just lovely. Okay. It's just, I feel like I'm in love with the interiors now,
Okay, that's so interesting. So you didn't know you were in love with interiors, and in working in this place, you've discovered that passion in your heart.
I have, I must say. It's very fascinating, like, with this store, we have to rearrange, like, sometimes on a weekly, sometimes maybe once every 2 to 3 weeks or something like that. But then it's beautiful because you sort of like, you learn to sort of like, okay, if I put this here, then what else can I put there? And then you also learn the scary part that if you move this piece, then you might have to change the whole shop. Okay. So you learn to work with furniture and sort of like try and create your own flavor or your own style, your own, it's something that makes you feel like you're at home in a sense.
So I know that when I first walked into the store, one of the things that struck me was the beautiful styling and the beautiful, careful way that everything is presented in the store. Yeah. So are you telling me that's your job?
That is part of my job.
Okay.
Yes, that's a beautiful job I was taught by, when working with your colleague, my colleague Gift here and Uncle Oliver. They sort of teach you how to display, They teach you, okay, maybe we should have it at such an angle. Yes. But at the same time, you also see what angle works for you, Yes. Not only are you told one person's perspective, you're also questioned. You asked, what do you think we should do, Okay. So you in a sense, you sort of explore the inner creative self, Yes. Yeah, saying, hey, maybe if I do this, then it will look maybe more pleasing. Or maybe if I put this maybe lamp in front of these two chairs, it will make it more, Yes. more fancy, or maybe more at home, something like that. Yeah.
I love that. So you didn't study interior design?
No, I didn't. Okay. Yes, no, I've actually never studied interior design.
And these couches here, would you buy one for yourself at home?
Actually, if I had a big house, I'd buy everything. I feel like I'd become more of a hoarder instead, Because
if I had a big house, I'd buy everything here.
At first, I was actually more of just a grey person, a grey color, Yes. Just black, white, something, they're ordinary, Yes. But I must say, when our CEO, Oliver Kwambush, decided, let's bring funky fabric, something joyful, something bright. Yes. At first, I didn't understand it. I was questioning. I was like, what's happening here, Yes. But then the more you look at it, it's more like, yes, I mean, it's wow, Yes. I feel like these couches sort of express joy, it makes it, if you were to buy one couch, something that's funky, that's fab, it sort of like welcomes you in a sense, You feel welcome to sit in it, you feel, I don't even have the words for it, but it's amazing.
So I think I'm hearing you say that the couch is home for you.
It is, in a sense, it is. For a person who loves movies, you sort of like, a perfect couch can, make you feel, you know what, this is it.
So what's your favorite genre of movies?
On movies, I actually like, anything actually. Okay. At first, I used to love historic movies. Yes. And then I moved on to comedy. Usually comedy does the job, yeah. But nowadays, I find myself more into, inspirational films. When they tell you stories that are real life based, something you can relate to, not just something that is fiction, something that you find value, meaning in the story, yeah. So I find those very amusing nowadays, because as I'm getting older, you know, back then it would just be, the more the blow-ups, the more I'm interested. Yeah, you know.
So it sounds like you've done quite a bit of growing up here in the store.
I've done a lot of growing up, a lot of self-discovery. Another thing is we have these moments on Fridays. We just gather, a team building moment. We gather around, with most people being Christian, we gather around on a Friday and just, we share the beauty of life, you know, like the joys of maybe what achievements, maybe, or what beauty have you seen in, that's happening in your life. Maybe you share, you know. Because sometimes we all go through a lot, you know. There's a lot of negativity in this world. There's a lot that's happening, you know, wars and whatnot. But sometimes you just need to hear the joys, man, you know. Yeah. And even when you're going through a lot, it's also beautiful to express yourself in the sense that you just get it out of your chest, you know. Leave the baggage on the floor and just, hey, let go. You know, it's amazing. Yeah.
So, we are here in the store to talk about upcycled textiles, and you've got all these wonderful vintage and recycled, donated garments here. And you have lots of different customers come in to buy. What is your typical customer like?
So sometimes we get people who buy to sell. Mostly, I've come to find we have a lot of business people who come to buy. It's actually amazing to me to see that business owners also prefer second-hand clothes, you know? I would think maybe now you have your own business, then you'd go on to say, hey, maybe let me just go to a fancy shop and do whatnot. But I've come to see that a lot of business people like second-hand. They admire the value of the clothing, the process it was made in, the label itself, and it's all very amazing. And then we have people who, you know, just people who just have an interest in fashion, who know what's what in fashion. Yes. Those we've come to find a lot. And like my CEO said, we also have interior people like designers who come in to just have a look at this, which is very mind-blowing to me, you know.
Okay, why is it mind-blowing to you that a fashion designer would come and buy something here?
Well, you know, at first when I thought of fashion designers, I always thought maybe they buy their own fabric, then they'll make their own, you know, the new fabric, new clothing, my own design, you know. But then now it's very fascinating that not only do they just come here to buy, it's also, in a sense, it boosts their creativity. They explore more, you know. They relearn in a sense of what have I done before? What can I do in the future? And what, you know, it's also their way of inspiration in a sense. They come here to sort of expose themselves to new items, old items in a sense.
I love it, new old items. I love it. What is your favorite part about working in this store?
My favorite part? Sure. There are a lot of favorite parts.
Most people can't say that about their jobs.
Well, the beauty about working here is that it's a small company. So everybody, it's very interactive. You sort of relate to the people you work with, you know. You understand the beauty of what you're doing, you know, and you know why you're here, you know, in a sense that the money that's accumulated from after, you know, sales and donated items and whatnot, it goes where you know, I've seen personally where the money goes. I've seen the children. It's an amazing thing to know what I work for, you know. Yes.
Do you ever visit the orphanage?
I do actually. Sometimes maybe more than 3 times a week. Okay. Yeah, because like sometimes we pop in to see the kids, and the kids are so excited, which is very nice, you know.
So you go to play with them?
Yeah, sometimes you get a chance to play, and sometimes you just go there in passing, you know, which is the scary part, because when you're just passing, they grab on, you know, it's like a wonderful experience, you know, and you don't want to part in a sense. Yeah, sure.
Are you frightened one day you're going to take one home with you?
I'm frightened, you know, that my biggest fear in life is being a dad. So when I get to, so I feel like I'm conquering that fear, the more I'm exposed to children, you know, the more I get to understand them. Because sometimes you don't just meet them on a happy note. Sometimes you get them not so happy. Maybe somebody lost a toy, you know, so now you have to deal with that in a sense, because you're an elderly person. You have to try and comfort them, and try and make them understand that there's more to just one toy. But but then you also understand that that one toy meant a lot to them. You know, it's valuable. It's something very precious to them. So it's amazing. I feel like there's a lot of growth that has come from me just working in this company, and I feel like I'm sort of achieving. You know, that like I'm being exposed to more than just what is. You know, coming from the township, you just think maybe life is a certain way. You party, you relax, and you do that. But then now I feel like I'm being challenged in a sense that I'm being given pressure to do more, to give back, to not just take, but to give to, which is very lovely.
Oh, that's such a beautiful story. Thank you so much for this gorgeous window into your life.
Thank you.
I appreciate talking to you so much today.
It's very lovely talking to you. Thank you very much.